Hi everyone, welcome back to Sweet Pea Sits Inspirations. Today we are going to learn how to do the tidal wave cowl that I have created myself. So what you're going to need is a 5.5mm hook along with a needle to sew in your ends, some scissors of course, buttons if you want to add buttons. This go around I will not add the buttons. And then two color choices. I am using Red Hearts. I can't remember the colorway, but it's the tan coloring. And the original one I did the navy blue, but for this demonstration I will be using a different color to see the stitching a little bit better. So we will get started. First, you're going to want to make a slip knot. And then we're going to chain 17. I got 17 plus 1 because that is our level up to do a single crochet. So now we are going to do a single crochet in each of those 17 chain stitches. Now that we're at the end of our row, we're going to chain 3. This is not going to count as a stitch. We're going to turn our work. We're going to skip that first stitch and then double crochet in the second stitch. Double crochet in the next 2. And now we're going to yarn over. We're going to go back into that first stitch right there. So now our hook is going to be on the back side of our work. You're going to yarn over, pull through that loop. So now our hook is on the front side, and you're just going to do a regular double crochet. So it's going to look like a little twist almost. Again, we're going to do the same thing. Skip that first stitch, double crochet, and the next 3. Yarn over, go back into that first stitch, yarn over, double crochet. Double crochet, skip that first stitch, double crochet, and the next 3. And double crochet back into that first stitch. Again, skip that first stitch, double crochet, and the next 3. and double crochet back in that first stitch. And then you should have one stitch left, and we're just going to double crochet into that stitch. I did it that way so that the edging will be a little bit more uniform. Now that we are at the end of the row, we are going to chain 1 and just single crochet all the way through until you get 17 stitches. And that's it as far as the repeat. You will do that 68 times of the repeat, or 136 rows. Mistake correction. You're going to actually do 137 rows, and the last 2 rows should be single stitch. That way, when on the back side, when you go to weave in your ends to connect, you will end up on this side, and all you have to do is weave. Wrong side. It'll actually end up right here, and that way you just have to weave all the way around, and you don't have to back trace. And so your tail, if you're wanting to use the buttons, all you have to do is sew your buttons in between and sew your buttons on with that long tail. If you are not wanting to do the buttons, like I am choosing not to do this time, you will go ahead and close that off as well. So you want to have that piece that has the tail on it on the bottom, and the other piece is going to fold over top of it. And this is sewing your ends on the back side, so when you flip it over, you cannot tell that it has been sewn. Now we are going to work on the border, and all you're going to do is start off with the slip knot. And then we're going to slip stitch into that first stitch. You can really start anywhere that you would like, but I'm going to start at the corner. And we're going to chain 1 and just single crochet all the way around. You do need at least 120 stitches. So I'm just going to continue doing that. It can be a little hard to see exactly where you need to put your stitching, but that's okay. But I will meet you guys back around once you get the 120 stitches. Now that you have 120 stitches, you are going to slip stitch into that chain 1 space that we made. And now we are going to chain 2 and half a double crochet in the next 4 single crochets. We're going to chain 4, and we're going to go back into that top of the 2 double crochets, and we're going to slip stitch. And then chain 3, and we're going to do 7 double crochets in that ring that we just made. 3 or 2, 3. 7. Now that we have 7 double crochets in that loop, we're going to go back into the single crochets and we're going to make another 4 half double crochets in the next 4 single crochets. We're going to chain up 4. And then we are going to make a back post slip stitch into that chain space that we put the 7 half double crochets into. So now that you should be on the back end of that first shell that we did. And you're just going to chain up 3. And again, 7 half double crochets in that loop. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's the repeat. I will do one more to show you guys exactly how it should start looking. So again, half double crochets in the next 4 single crochets. Chain up 4 and a back post slip stitch into that chain space, chain up 3 and 7 double crochets. That's how it should start looking, but I will see you guys when we get to the end so that I can show you how to attach and finish off this project. We are now at the end of our round, so all we're going to do is go from the back side of that chain that we did to begin with, and we're just going to slip stitch, and that's it, other than cutting off your yarn and weaving in your ends. So this is how your cowl should have turned out. You can block it if you would like it to look a little bit more uniform and neater, but you do not have to do that. But that is it for making the tidal wave cowl. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please give me a like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.